Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and to the garden. In today's video, we're just going to show you some of the kind of spring updates, what's coming out for March. Going to show you some of the plants that haven't done so great over winter, while others have been sort of a surprise. A few new projects, as well as a few kind of plants we've moved and planted, things like that. So just jumping straight into it here, we're in the middle of March, getting some fairly warm weather. It does feel quite a lot like spring now. You can just see in front of you here the camellias. So that's the white camellia and the red one there starting to come into flower. Some lovely flowers on these. And I'll show you on the front of it some fantastic flowers. You can see I haven't got the Christmas lights off of here yet, but again, just brilliant color pops. The camellia is kind of one of the first ones to come out for me here. Typically kind of alongside the rhododendrons and azaleas, bringing us that kind of spring interest here. You can just see, just here the rosemary. Again, sort of just more of a common plant. We've got quite a few flowers on this, and again, I love the kind of smells you get from this as well here. We'll also take a look back in this area shortly, and apologies on the focusing issues here. Just looking into this bed, you can just see we've got the muscari coming up. Now, inside of this bed here, there is quite a few kind of spring bulbs, a lot of perennial sort of plants. Muscari being one of the first ones here, you can see just starting to kind of poke its head out. Lovely little flower, and again, I love the kind of interest it brings early on. We've got the snowdrops as well as Solomon seal in here. Solomon seal should be coming out in the next sort of few months, typically slightly later here. Just looking into the center bed, you can just see here the Waggy Princeps cross. Just down here, this was undercover, and I have removed pretty much all my palm covers now. This one is quite small still, really didn't do a lot last year. You can just see that kind of, you know, whitish underside on these. Lovely little plant, and I'm hoping it will start to take off this year. You can just see down here, sorry, I almost fell over, the sedums here. Now these are kind of all over the garden, super easy plant to grow, and definitely recommend them as a, you know, kind of plant and forget. Lovely spring flowers as well, should be coming out again in the next couple months. The palms have all done quite well. I won't go too far into that. Just down over here, I'll show you another one of the Princeps, which you can just see here. This one has done quite well. It was the same size as the Waggy when we first got it, and you can see it has sized up quite a decent bit here. Lovely fronds on these. Underneath side, again, that lovely kind of whitish blue. Done really well, and I'm glad that you know, we did cover it this year. Next year I probably won't kind of go to the effort of covering. I think it'll be kind of big enough now. Ragusa rose, you can just see signs of spring once again here. Got some of the new foliage coming out. Hopefully this will go into flower and sort of full leaf soon. You can just see it's quite an aggressive stem on this one here. Just coming down this way, if we look down here again, we can just see some of the hyacinths and daffodils, just bringing that little bit of spring interest. And once again, these are sort of perennial for me, so not one that I need to kind of bother about. Brunnera is coming back up. And certainly be interested in the comments, guys, kind of how your plants are doing and what's kind of coming up first for you. I do find there's a few that do typically come up sort of earlier on, and then they kind of all follow on. Just looking into here, we've got the azaleas that are ready to come out. Again, that will be in the next couple months as well. Just looking into the center bed, tree ferns have done quite well, I would say. Minimal protection with these. I mean, we had a -6 was our kind of lowest, a few -3s and -4s sort of early on in the year, but it has been pretty mild and wet, which unfortunately I think is good for some plants and not great for others. Just looking down here, this cordeline's put on a decent amount of size, only pulled up the fronds basically on the -6, otherwise has had no protection at all in the garden. There goes our jungle mascot. You can just see down there the ton bag. That I did leave that there on purpose. This is some of the mess we've already cleaned out, and we're still cleaning it out. So you can just imagine how much kind of stuff we're pulling out of the garden to get it kind of really ready for the spring. The Pieris here, so this is your Forestii or Forest Flame. Love the little flowers on these. Really quite nice little plant there, and it does bring out some lovely spring interest as well once we do have the kind of new foliage come into play here. Comes out in a kind of fiery red, which you can see just the start of it down here. And it does bring a nice little kind of color pop and interest. Unfortunately, this is our Sycamensis, or what was left of it. I didn't get a chance to cover my bananas this year. It should come back from the kind of root corm, but again, unfortunately, cutting it back all the way down to the ground, basically, pretty much mush. So we're going to hope that resprouts down there as well. Got the Yucca Rostrata, again, done really, really well. A little bit of browning on it, and I think it's from the extra moisture. Again, you really want really, really good drainage on these. Hardiness-wise, I mean, again, should be absolutely bone hardy for the UK. No protection needed on these. But simply, you know, the wet, if it's in a place that's going to get waterlogged, again, could be something to think about there. Looking this way, if we look on here, you can see the Euphorbia Ascot Rainbow has also started to come into flower here. And we'll just try and get that to focus. And you can just see lovely little sort of foliage on that. And again, I love the kind of color pops when this does, you know, come into full flower here. Just looking down this way, and we'll come take a look, and you can see the mess we've got here. Most of this is the Musa Bastu, which again, just looking back here, that's the one clump that managed to kind of keep its height during the, well, this winter. The rest of them have been pretty much knocked to the ground. And you can see we do have some little bit of new growth coming out, and it is lifting on some of these here. So fingers crossed, going to keep that height and not kind of rot back. Again, with the other part of the clump here, it's just gone right back down to the ground. One of the kind of losers here, well, this cycas had a kind of tub over it for overhead protection, which you see the kind of stakes there. I don't think the airflow was great, as well as the fact I think it was in a little bit colder spot as my other cycas, which you'll see in a second. Again, has stayed completely green, while this, you've got little touches of green inside there, but you know, it's showing mold on some of it as well. So again, it's going to need a kind of new flush, and just hopefully it does reflush. We'll take a look at this area on another video. I haven't taken off this cover yet, but I can tell you just in here, the Microdasis cactus has started to die off a bit. We do have a green base, so I'm going to trim this all back and hopefully kind of save that in there. I mean, again, this is a -2, -3 plant, and it took a -6, so you know, it's done well for saying that. Butia Capitata odorata, lots of new growth in there. Again, once we kind of take off this bed, we'll perhaps do a bit of trimming of some of the old fronds on here. But new fronds look really, really lovely and green and healthy. If we just take a walk this way to show you the cycas, so this was the other experiment. And you can just see some of the pond equipment. Again, pond video coming out very soon. You can see this one absolutely untouched. I think sitting next to the kind of green bamboo here, it has provided that little bit of overhead protection, which you can see there. Other two palms next to it, absolutely fine. Again, really didn't need any sort of protection this year. From the last video, moved this Trachycarpus up here. You just see it is doing quite well in its new spot, getting a lot more light now. I think this will kind of stay nice and dark on this side here. As we come in here, we did have the black bamboo just in the back here, which I have removed, and I'll show you where that's gone in a second. I move that over towards the jungle area. In this area, though, for the most part, as you can see, Yucca Puck, it's not happy. Again, -2 plant. Really, you know, I'm going to trim it back. I'm going to do everything I can on that one. But I think, you know, really and truly, our garden just gets too cold for this. I just don't think it's going to be a plant that's going to make it past this year. But again, we will certainly see. And hopefully that gives you an idea. If you're looking at these in places like B&M at the moment, you know, definitely plant it in a sheltered place, keep it in a pot, bring it indoors. Otherwise, it may look like this. Coming down here, you can just see we have a lot of the foxglove coming up here as well. Have been doing some trim back in this area, so coming into the jungle area of the garden. We did pull the canopy up on this Nadina here, which I'll just show you kind of what that looked like prior. And you can see now, yeah, absolutely kind of cleans out this spot, really opens up this area. Tree fern wise, you can just see some of the ones that are more exposed have started to kind of brown off a little bit here. To be expected again with the temperatures and snow that we had, but it is good that we're still showing some signs of green. And of course, at the moment, I'm going to just really let this, you know, do its thing, new flush, and then see how the fronds look after the new flush. Just under here, just wanted to show you as well, I've been kind of going around adding lots of moss to this area. Again, I kind of like that whole kind of green sort of background, or, you know, green kind of base. The Diropterus fern there right in front of you, that'll be popping out soon. I've trimmed all these back. But again, hopefully it will keep the moisture quite nice and high in this area, helping for the tree ferns. Coming this way, new little Potter Dixonia. Done really well in its spot. Again, you know, this is going to hopefully reflush and have quite a nice flush on that side. One of the ones down here to show you, this is the baby Dixonia. Now, obviously with the small plants, you know, it's always kind of a bit of a risk as to whether it's going to sort of make it. And you can just see in here, we've got some of the new fronds coming out, so it is doing quite well. If I can just get it to focus in there. You can see one there as well. So happy that has, for the most part, made it through absolutely fine. And coming down this way now, show you another one here. Now again, I won't go too far into this area because again, there's a lot of plants. We could be here for hours. You can see some of the newer fronds on the baby Dixonia here have browned themselves off. And again, that's to be expected. If they're not fully hardened off by the time the kind of cold hits, you should expect that to happen. You can see a decent little trunk under here now. And again, this started off as pretty much a small plant like I just showed you. 2 years time, it's already got sort of a 4-inch trunk on that. This way now, one of the ones that did not make it very well, the Phoenix Robolini. Unfortunately, this looked atrocious. Completely browned off. Again, this one was undercover. This is planted in the ground. Next to that, you got the old Washingtonia stump now, which I've cut back just to see if anything happens with that. Again, it's going to be a goner. It only put out 1 leaf last year. Really not a happy plant, I don't think. At least not in that spot or in this part of the garden. Other Robolini, unfortunately, we've had the same result here. Now again, what's interesting with these is they did take, again, -6, -7. This does have the overhead protection of the bay here, but with that said, again, it was too low. -3, -4, this took quite a few of those. Absolutely no signs of damage, no protection, no nothing like that. So I do think if you're kind of coastal, you know, and you want it in the ground, if you don't really get much below a kind of -3, -4, you might be all right with this, sort of unprotected. But of course, you know, anywhere where you're going to get much lower than that, ideally you're going to either keep it in a pot or put on a sort of box protection similar to what Tim and Jose do in their gardens, which are in the friends of the channel if you're interested to see how they protect their palms and other plants. I forgot to mention as well, we did find a leak in one of the pipes while tidying up the garden. As you can see here, it was coming out very quickly. Had to get that replaced and add a new hose in here, and you can just see where that new hose has gone in now. Back to the video. So we've got here, this is one of the Spectabilis bamboos, done really well, creating kind of a barrier here. As we look down here, this is the new planting of the black bamboo, and you can see what I've done here is really to try and close this area off if we step this way. So it kind of, you know, again, I'm trying to hide this bar area a bit, kind of make it a bit more enclosed. You can see black bamboo's gone in here. I've taken an old patch of sedge grass as well as some of the just basic herbs and things to fill this out for now. Again, we're going to probably try and plant something else into there, but for now, just uses that space and pot, and again, hopefully will, you know, do well over time. Washingtonia here, this one always struggles. Again, you can see really showing signs of damage. This one's 3 years old now. Really, it puts out a couple fronds a year, so it's just barely hanging in there at the moment. One of the new ads here, we got the Cleanthus Lanos. It's a type of sort of hardy fern. Again, very delicate fronds on this one. Looking quite nice on that side. Now, a bit of an interesting one here, which I'll show you in a second. I did actually fall into this little pond up here. Show you what that looked like. Unfortunately, story behind this one here, and I'll just put it up on screen what it looked like when I did unfortunately have a tumble into it. You could just see here though now how much it kind of fell over. That was the irrigation line that was the killer for me. Knocked me over. I ended up trying to grab this lamp here, bounced off of the hyacinth. The bricks that you can see here had fallen into the pond. I actually ended up going head first in. Did feel like that feeling, you know, when you jump off like a diving board and you go poof, straight underwater. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Funny enough, this pond's only a couple inches deep, so I don't really know how I even achieved this. But with that said, looks like it's a win for the garden and loss for me on that one. And you can just see here now, here is our Pteris C. albionata pink. It is losing some of this kind of pink coloration. I do think there may have been perhaps some dyes or things involved now looking at this. But quite interesting still. Again, holding some form, and again, something different, something quite interesting here. Next up, we've got the Squarosa, which is doing really well in its spot. With these guys, if you are thinking of buying these high water demands, a lot more even than your Dixonia. So I'd definitely say, you know, something like this, again, plan to be out, keeping it very moist, keeping it in a position where, again, you're going to be able to get out and water that as often as possible. Just looking in here, we've got some spring bulbs and things coming up. and I'll just come around in a second and show you the front, sort of the camellias, which I think probably are perhaps the star of the show. You can see where we've added some more mosses down here on this water feature. I do think, you know, it's starting to grow in quite nicely, and you can just see how it's, you know, really kind of melding into the feature here. Again, giving us that kind of natural look. It's what I'm kind of hoping for here. New Dixonia, hopefully this will put out a flush. I've still got the Christmas lights on it there, but again, we'll see when that comes out. I felt in, they do have some new fronds in there, so I'm quite happy with that. Coming this way, one thing to show you here for the new project, we did end up picking up this large stainless steel barbecue for free. So it's going to go in this area. We are going to be sort of working on our kitchen, outdoor kitchen area. So stay tuned for that on the channel as well. That'll be quite an interesting project when we do get around to that. And just coming back this way, just to show you these camellias here at the end. And you can just see now, lovely colors on this. Really, really beautiful. Coming lovely this time of year, and you know, once again, one of my kind of favorite kind of early interest spring plants. You've got that Dusty Miller, the white plant there, and you can see how the contrasting greens, pinks and whites, yeah, I think it does quite nice in this area. And again, one of the ones that I do look forward to at the beginning of the year. Stepping back this way now, you can just see here quite a nice view, and you can see all the mosses over that, really kind of giving us a nice area there. Just in the back, you can see the other barbecue by the bar. That was the one that we did have previously. We moved it back there temporarily, and may end up using it this year. And just panning this way, you can see the triple trunk chamaerops to finish off the day here. Really lovely specimen, all been trimmed out and everything else there. But with that said, keep an eye on the channel, guys. We've got some new updates coming out for B&M and other stores. Show you some of the bargain plants when they come in. We're going to be doing a in-depth full tour coming into sort of the May time. I'm going to go over every plant and everything like that. But for now, of course, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.